Before the GDCP, I was a student studying Chinese linguistics and literature. I studied graphic design by myself and worked as a graphic designer for an educational company. Before the course, my projects were often about business and education. They look a little bit boring for me now because I couldn't see myself inside them. I enjoyed visiting art book fair and design exhibition very much. But I haven't tried to create something of my own. I just worked for others. I had some interesting ideas before GDCP, but I didn't know how to make them come true and I used to lack motivation. During the GDCP, I focused on some topics that I never tried before and did some new visual experiments such as coding and installation. I explored my own design process and my own alter ego in PM 6000. Before GDCP, I never thought about my alter ego would be a 60-year-old man who is a psychologist too. I also become more critical for my design. It is lucky that I could always gain some useful feedback from my tutor and peers. When my mind was stuck, the feedback from others could always open my mind. The reason why I decided to study graphic design is simple. I enjoyed watching some nice visual works. I admire the work of excellent graphic designers, illustrators, and artists. As a designer, I care about how much people care about my work. I would like my work to be unique for my audiences. I believe people ignore designs that ignore people. So I tried to communicate it with my audience as well in my projects. At the beginning of GDCP, I focused on the people who have similar experiences with me, such as people who are in long-distance relationships. In the following projects, I also focused on hot topics in the society. I found that my vision is always geared towards youth culture. For example, in the capstone project, I focused on the empty nest youth group. It was not easy to start a new project sometimes. Look at usual things with unusual eyes. It is an important skill for designers as observation. I believe the social value of artists and designers lies in the aesthetic value of their works in the society. The public has an aesthetic need, so we are creating beautiful works for them. During GDCP, I worked on some topics that I haven't worked on before and learned to do different visual experiments while doing projects. In the past, my graphic design works were always limited to print media. I designed posters, tickets, and so on for some events. But in this course, I explored the possibility of combining graphic design with other disciplines. For example, I studied coding in PM 6000 and used this new skill to create an animation showing my design process. In the Word project, I explored the meaning of linguistics for typography. Through these different attempts in different fields, I realized that graphic design is not just graphic. Graphic designers can bring diverse visual experience to the audience through different media. Another thing GDCP brings to me is the significance of team activities for design. We shared our ideas in class and gave each other feedback on our projects. We also visited exhibitions together in our spare time. Sometimes designers are artists from other fields, such as interaction designers, architects, photographers, and fine artists, can also inspire us. Time management is also an important part of my developing practice. A year ago, I was a terrible procrastinator. I always left work to the last minute. In GDCP, I learned to make a reasonable time plan. Although it was still difficult for me to finish it on time. My work was more organized than before. I still remember that when I did the one-day project, I had a lot of ideas at the beginning, but due to the lack of a clear action plan, I finally jumped into another direction, getting rid of the brief. The GDCP course gave me new insights into graphic design, but I think there are still many fields worth exploring in the graphic design universe. In the future study, I want to continue to study the possibility of combining graphic design with other disciplines or technologies to create more unique works. I want to continue to study the application of coding in visual arts. In addition, I have learned that many graphic designers combine art technology into their works to provide different immersive interactive experience for the audience. Therefore, I also want to learn and explore the creativity of this technology in graphic design during my graduate study. I have a lot of expectations for my future job. I hope that in the future I will have the opportunity to attend an art book fair as a graphic designer and show my works to more audiences. I dream of working with a famous art, fashion magazine such as Brand Magazine in the future. I studied linguistics and literature in BA and I will study graphic design in MA. Therefore, I wish I could work with the editor while designing magazines. I would like to be a creative role in a group. I look forward to working with other excellent designers to bring the charm of print to the audience. After working with magazine, I wish I could have my own design studio and earn lots of money.